Today I'm going to be talking about creepy images with disturbing backstories. Let's get into it. So this first image we have is a picture of a man named Eben Byers. Eben Byers was born into wealth in 1880. The kind of wealth that buys comfort, reputation, and a long, easy life. He was handsome, athletic, a champion golfer, and a well-known socialite. People described him as the kind of man who had everything going for him. But in the late 1920s, one small incident would start a chain reaction that destroyed him from the inside out. Byers injured his arm in a train mishap. Nothing life-threatening, just pain, stiffness, and a frustration. His doctor recommended a new miracle product that was sweeping the country, Radiothor, a tiny bottle of water infused with radium, a glowing radioactive element people believed could cure almost anything. Back then, radiation wasn't feared. It was celebrated, advertised as liquid sunshine, a drink that promised youth, strength, and vitality. And Eben Byers believed it. He drank one bottle, then another, then another. Soon he was consuming 3 bottles a day. Over the next few years, he drank more than 1,400 bottles of radioactive water. At first, he felt energized, healthier, stronger, but then the symptoms began. His teeth loosened, his jaw ached, and his bones felt fragile, like they were hollowing out. Doctors were confused until they realized the horrifying truth. The radium wasn't healing him, but yet it was healing him, eating him alive. Radium behaves like calcium inside the body. It settles into bones, then it irritates them from within, destroying them cell by cell. Byers' jawbone began to rot. Pieces of his skull broke off. His entire face started collapsing. Newspapers later described his condition with a line so disturbing it became infamous. The radium water worked fine, until his jaw came off. Here's the image. Byers spent his final months in agony, disfigured beyond recognition. He died in 1932 at the age of 51. When they buried him, they had to use a lead-lined coffin. His body was dangerously radioactive. Eben Byers' death became a national scandal, one that finally forced the government to crack down on fake medical products and radioactive cures. His story is a reminder of how easily people can be misled, and how even the wealthiest, most privileged of lives can be destroyed by something simple as trust. The next image we have is this image. There may not seem anything weird with it. Just a girl sitting in the grass with a guy behind her. But here's the full backstory. It was May 23rd, 1964. A quiet, peaceful afternoon in northern England. A man named Jim Templeton took his wife and 2 daughters out to the marshlands near the Solway Firth. A wide, empty stretch of grass and sky. Jim was an amateur photographer, and he wanted to take a simple picture of his 5-year-old daughter, Elizabeth, sitting in the tall grass with a bouquet of wildflowers. Nothing strange, nothing unusual, just a family photo on a calm spring day. Jim snapped 3 pictures. Everything looked normal, but when he picked up and developed the photos a few days later, one of them made his blood run cold. In the second photo, the one where Elizabeth is smiling at the camera, a figure is standing right behind her, the image. A figure no one saw that day. It looked like a man in a white spacesuit with a dark visor covering his face, standing upright, facing the camera, close enough to touch the little girl. Jim was stunned. He swore no one had been there. His wife swore it too, and Elizabeth had no memory of it. And the marshlands were empty for miles. Experts examined the photo. Kodak technicians confirmed it was not edited, not double exposed, and not tampered with. They even offered a reward to anyone who could prove it was fake. No one ever claimed it. Then things got stranger. 2 men in dark suits visited Jim. They refused to give them his names. They refused to be from the government. Oh no, they claimed to be from the government. Sorry, I just woke up. But wouldn't say which department. They asked him to take to the exact spot where the photo was taken. Then Jim asked who they were. They simply said, "We are from the ministry." But then he drove out to the marsh. They became irritated. They said the ground was wrong, the air was wrong, the location was not as expected, and they left Jim there, stranded, and disappeared. Later, Jim learned on that same day he took the photo. A missile test in Australia had been aborted because technicians reported seeing 2 figures near the launch site. figures that looked exactly like the spacemen in Jim's photograph. To this day, no one has explained the image, no one has identified the figure, and no one has proven how a man in a spacesuit appeared behind a little girl in an empty field without anyone seeing him. So some say it was a trick in the light, some say it was a time traveler, some say it was something else entirely. But the photo remains one of the most chilly, unexplained images ever captured. A moment frozen in time, where something impossible stepped into frame. So yeah, this image is pretty creepy. And once you thought it was a normal photo, now you don't. Quick recap. Jim Templeton took his daughters out into the fields and snapped a photo, and a weird guy appeared behind his daughter. That's pretty strange. If none of them recalled seeing the character, how did he get there? Lastly, we have this image. It kind of may seem a little weird, but other than that weird shape in the left corner, everything is fine. Or is it? It's one of the strangest photographs ever shared online, but the truth behind it is even more unsettling than the legend. The image first appeared on the internet in around 2009, posted on a paranormal forum with a simple claim that it showed the Cooper family in the 1950s celebrating their first night in a new home in Texas. In the picture, a mother and her two sons at a dining table, smiling for the camera. Everything looks normal until you notice the figure. Hanging upside down from the ceiling is what looks like the body of a man, falling headfirst into the frame. Arms limp, legs straight, no face visible, no explanation. The story that spread online that the family didn't see the figure when the photo was taken, only when the film was developed. People claimed the house was haunted. Some said that the man had died there. Others believed that the camera captured a ghost in the exact moment it fell. But here's where the real research makes the story even stranger. No one has even found the original print. No one has confirmed the identity of the Cooper family, and no public records match the story that was attached to the photo. Photo experts who examined the digital version noticed something odd. The lighting on the falling body doesn't match the rest of the room. The edges look softer, almost like the figure was added later. Some researchers believe the image is composite, creating long after the 1950s. But here's the twist. No one has ever found the source image of the falling figure either. If it was edited, where did the body come from? Who created it, and why? The photo seems to appear out of nowhere. No history, no origin, no explanation. Just a disturbing image of a family portrait and a body dripping from the frame to the darkness above. Whether it's a hoax, a mistake, or something truly unexplainable, the Cooper family photo remains one of the most confusing images to explain and one of internet's most chilling mysteries. A photo that feels wrong the moment you look at it, and only gets stranger the more you learn. Alright guys, we're gonna have to end it here. Sorry for again making it so short, and so thank you so much for watching. I'm not getting a lot of views. I just like making these kind of videos on this account. Go check out my original channel, Ryan's Project Fun 2, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.